The house is dim, silent. She heads upstairs and hears muffled voices from her mother's room. Her heart pounds as she moves closer. In the lavish mansion of the Adesanya family, everything appears perfect. Melissa, a beautiful young woman in her early 20s, is the apple of her mother Veronica's eye. They share a close bond built on love and trust. Lucas, Melissa's charming boyfriend, is well loved by the family and is on the verge of proposing. Melissa returns home earlier than expected. As she walks through the grand hallway, she hears soft laughter coming from the kitchen. Peeking in, she sees Lucas and Veronica standing too close, laughing and whispering. Veronica quickly steps back when she notices Melissa, nervously tucking her hair behind her ear. Lucas coughs awkwardly. "Oh, hey babe, I was just helping your mom with the dishes." Melissa's heart flutters with unease, but she dismisses it. Why would she ever suspect her own mother? At a family gathering, Melissa notices Lucas and Veronica exchange a lingering glance. It's brief, but intense. Veronica blushes slightly and looks away. Melissa feels a pang of discomfort but tells herself she's overthinking. Lucas is just being polite, she rationalizes. One afternoon, Melissa forgets her phone at home and rushes back. She hears low voices coming from her mother's bedroom. The door is slightly ajar. Peeking in, she sees Lucas sitting on the edge of Veronica's bed, his hand on her shoulder. Veronica's eyes are wet, and Lucas is consoling her softly. "Everything will be okay, Veronica. I promise." Melissa's heart races. She feels a sharp pain in her chest. But she shakes her head, convincing herself that Lucas is just being supportive. One fateful night, Melissa returns home earlier than planned. The house is dim, silent. She heads upstairs and hears muffled voices from her mother's room. Her heart pounds as she moves closer. The door is half open. Inside, she sees Lucas and Veronica in a passionate embrace. Veronica's hands tangled in his hair, Lucas whispering her name with longing. Melissa's vision blurs. Her world shatters. A soft gasp escapes her lips. They freeze, turning to see her standing there, eyes wide with horror. "Melissa." Veronica steps back, guilt flooding her face. Lucas is speechless, his face pale. Melissa's voice shakes. How could you?" Veronica pleads, "It's not what you think. I never meant to hurt you." Melissa's heartache turns to fury. "You were my mother. You were supposed to protect me." Lucas tries to explain, but Melissa cuts him off, her eyes blazing. "I trusted you. I loved you." Tears stream down her face as she storms out, leaving them standing in stunned silence. Days pass. Melissa avoids her mother and Lucas. Her heart is broken, and she feels betrayed. One evening, while crying in her room, she receives an anonymous message. It's a photo of Lucas with another woman, from another city. The message reads, "You're not the only one he's deceived." Melissa's eyes widen. Her sorrow is replaced with a chilling realization. Lucas wasn't just betraying her with her mother. He had a hidden life. Melissa confronts Lucas, showing him the photo. His face pales, and he stumbles over his words. It's not what it looks like." "Then what is it?" Melissa's voice is cold, unrecognizable. Lucas breaks down, confessing his double life. He had been seeing the other woman long before he met Melissa, but he couldn't break it off. The guilt drove him closer to Veronica, who offered him comfort. Melissa's heart shatters anew. "You used me, and my mother." Lucas reaches out, but Melissa steps back, her face hardening. "Stay away from me. I never want to see you again." Melissa confronts her mother. "Did you know he was cheating? Is that why you?" Veronica's eyes fill with tears. I didn't know at first. But when I found out, I was too ashamed to tell you. And then I fell in love. Melissa stares at her mother, her childhood hero, now a stranger. You destroyed us, for him. Veronica collapses, sobbing. I was weak. I was lonely. Melissa shakes her head, numb. I can't forgive you. Not now, maybe not ever. She walks away, leaving Veronica crying on the floor. Melissa packs her things and leaves the house. As she drives away, her phone rings. It's an unknown number. She answers, and a chilling voice says, "You think it's over. You don't even know the half of it." The line goes dead. Melissa's heart races, her hands trembling on the steering wheel. Who was that? What more could there be? Picking up the pieces, Melissa sits alone in her new apartment, her eyes swollen from crying. She scrolls through old pictures on her phone, memories of happier days with Lucas and her mother. Her heart aches, the betrayal too deep to heal. She feels utterly alone. Veronica shows up at Melissa's door, pleading. Please, Melissa, don't do this. I'm still your mother. Melissa's face is cold, her eyes empty. A mother. A mother protects, she doesn't destroy. You took everything from me. Veronica breaks down, falling to her knees. I was wrong. I was weak. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I can't live without you. Melissa's lips tremble, but she hardens her heart. I don't know who you are anymore. She shuts the door, leaving Veronica sobbing in the hallway. Lucas tries to win Melissa back, showing up at her workplace. Melissa, I was wrong. I was confused. I love you, not her. Melissa looks at him with disgust. Love? You don't know the meaning of the word. You're a liar, a coward. Lucas's eyes fill with tears. I'll do anything to make it right. Melissa shakes her head, her voice breaking. You've done enough. Leave me alone. Veronica spirals into depression, haunted by guilt. She avoids social events, unable to face the judgment of her friends. The mansion feels empty, cold. She walks through Melissa's old room, touching her daughter's belongings, whispering, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She collapses on the bed, hugging Melissa's pillow, sobbing uncontrollably. Melissa tries to move on, but the pain lingers. She avoids family gatherings, distancing herself from everyone who reminds her of her mother and Lucas. Her best friend, Tolu, tries to comfort her. You have to forgive, if not for them, for yourself. Melissa's eyes harden. I can't. Not yet. Veronica writes Melissa a heartfelt letter, pouring out her guilt, regret, then love. She leaves it at Melissa's doorstep, hoping for reconciliation. Melissa finds the letter and reads it, tears streaming down her face. But she tears it up, whispering, it's too late. Unable to bear the shame and guilt, Veronica falls into a deep depression. One evening, she overdoses on sleeping pills, leaving behind a note saying, I loved you, Melissa. I never meant to hurt you. Melissa receives a call from the hospital. She rushes there, only to find her mother's lifeless body. Her world crumbles. She collapses to the floor, screaming in agony, No. No. Mom. Lucas arrives, devastated. This is my fault, all of it. Melissa looks at him with hollow eyes. You destroyed everything. Melissa stands by her mother's grave, tears streaming down her face. I should have forgiven you. I was too late. She places a white rose on the grave, her heart shattered. She walks away from the grave, her shoulders hunched under the weight of sorrow. The sky is overcast, a dull gray that matches the emptiness she feels inside. The wind blows gently, rustling the leaves as if whispering the secrets she never got to share with her mother. She pauses at the gate of the cemetery, looking back one last time. Her vision blurs with tears, the gravestone barely visible through the haze. Her heart aches, knowing she'll never hear her mother's voice again, never feel her comforting embrace. A flash of memories flood her mind, her mother brushing her hair before school, singing lullabies at night, wiping her tears after a bad day. The woman who was once her hero, her confidant, her best friend, now gone forever. Melissa's knees weaken, and she leans against the gate, sobbing uncontrollably. Her pain is raw, cutting through her like shattered glass. She whispers through her tears, "Why did you leave me like this? Why didn't I forgive you?" Guilt gnaws at her, the weight of unforgiveness crushing her spirit. She feels trapped in a cycle of pain and regret, unable to break free. As she walks away, her silhouette fades against the grey horizon. She is a shadow of who she once was, burdened by the past she can't change. But one thing she knew her mom would want her to do was to live a happy life and let go of her past. The end.